Good morning. Myself, Kiruthiga, going to take the subject on construction technology. I'm working as assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering. So the course code of construction technology will be U18Pcce302. And the topic which I'm going to cover in this course will be on laying bricks and masonry. So these are the contents which we'll be seeing in this presentation. Site clearance, site preparation, masonry, types of bricks, brick joints, important terms used in brick masonry, types of bonds, requirement of good brick masonry, expansion joints in brick masonry, their purpose and procedure, precaution in brick masonry. So these are the contents which we will be discussed in the upcoming slides. The first first topic will be on site clearance. What is site clearance? As the word describes, clearance of site from the debris. So that is called site clearance in a simple term. So before construction, we have to clear the site for starting the construction process. So site clearance involves the removal of walls, hedges, ditches, and trees, other vegetations and services from the site. It can also involve the clearance of flight tipped materials. So shrubs, rank vegetation, grass, brushwood, trees and saplings of growth up to 30 centimeter measured at a height of 1 meter above ground level and rubbish removed up to a distance of 50 meter outside the periphery of the area under clearance. So if any growth of saplings like vegetation, grass, brushwood, 30 centimeter measured at a height of 1 meter. If it is grown up to that level, it has to be removed, and also the rubbishes removed should be up to a distance of 50 meters. So next one will be the roots of trees and saplings shall be removed to a depth of 60 meter below ground level or 30 centimeter below formation level or 15 centimeter below subgrade level. So these are the measurement how the roots of trees should be removed, whichever is lower. And the holes or hollows filled up with the earth, rammed and leveled. In simple term, the roots of trees and saplings shall be removed to a depth of 60 centimeter below ground level, or it should be 30 centimeter below formation level, or 15 centimeter below subgrade level. So whichever is lower value, and also holes or hollows filled up with the earth, rammed, and then it should be level. So doing everything, we have to get the permission from the engineer in charge. It should be in the writing format. The roots of trees shall also be sewers, power cable, communication cable, drainage pipe, etc. within or adjacent area is to be diverted or removed with the permission of engineer in charge. And also necessary fencing all around such monuments as per the direction of engineer in charge to protect the same properly during execution of work. If any important buildings are surrounded from the construction site, it has to be protected using fencing with the permission of engineer in charge. So payment should be provided for fencing and all separately. The contractor has to take written permission about place of disposal of earth before the earth is disposed of from engineer in charge. So before digging of the earth, those debris collected from the earth should be removed properly with the permission of engineer. So this is all about the site clearance. Now, after clearing the site has to be prepared for the construction work. So before doing the excavation work, we have to do the plan. A plan in which arrangement of placing site office, storeroom, labor quarters, medical aid center, so godowns for keeping the construction material and other facilities are properly prepared. So before doing the excavation work, the plans should be showing all these things: storeroom, labor quarter, medical aid center, godowns. Everything has to be placed in the site so that it will be helpful for the storage of materials and also for the labor residential purposes. It will be helpful. So job layout depends upon generally three factors: location, area, and topography of the site, and the construction method and type of the work. The nature and type of the work we have to be depend on, and there should be proper coordination and correlation between the different unit. Like there will be engineering unit, project manager unit, labor unit, material manager. So there should be a proper coordination and correlation should be there between these people. So after preparing the job layout, we can go for the site site preparation. In that we can see about the excavation. All excavation operations manually or by mechanical means shall include excavation and getting out the excavated materials. In case of excavation for trenches, basement, water tanks, etc. So excavation operation should be done either manually. If it is the construction work is very smaller in size, then we can do it on manually. Otherwise, we have to depend on the mechanical means. That means using certain equipment, we can excavate and get out the excavated materials. So any kind of archaeological interest such as relics of antiquity, coins, fossil or other articles of value at any material shall be delivered to the engineer in charge and shall be property of the government. So while digging on the earth, if we found any archaeological items like coins or fossil or antiquity, it should be delivered to engineer in charge, and that property should be handed over to the government. It will come under the government. After that, we have to do think of blasting. When hard rock is met with and blasting operations are considered necessary, there should be a permission obtained from the engineer in charge in writing. So blasting generally takes place when the rock is very hard. So filling. The earth used for filling shall be free from all roots, grass, shrub, trunk, vegetation, brushwood, trees, sapling and rubbish. This is nothing but after the earthwork excavation is over, the foundation is done, the filling will be made again. So that filling should be done how? It should be all the earth should be free from roots, grass, shrub, trunk, vegetation, brushwood, trees, sapling and rubbish. So now we are getting into the topic called masonry. So masonry is nothing but construction of building unit and it should be bonded together with mortar. That is called masonry. So the building unit may be stones, bricks or precast concrete blocks. So there will be three types of masonry. Generally we'll see stones, bricks or precast concrete blocks. So this will be the masonry classification. Masonry will be classified into three categories: brick masonry, stone masonry, hollow block concrete masonry. So first we'll see about brick masonry. What is brick masonry? Brick masonry is nothing but it will be made of brick unit bonded with mortar. So the laying of brick with mortar, that is called brick masonry. Mortar is a mixture of sand, cement or lime and water in suitable proportion. That is called mortar. It's nothing but a mixture of sand, cement or lime and water in suitable proportion. So now we will be seeing on type of bricks. Generally there will be two types of bricks: modular bricks, traditional or conventional bricks. Modular bricks and traditional or conventional bricks. So the dimension of traditional bricks varies from 20 to 25 centimeter in length, 10 to 13 centimeter in width and 7.5 centimeter to 10 centimeter in height. So this is the dimension of traditional bricks. The common size adapted of brick will be generally 23 centimeter into 11.4 centimeter into 7.5 centimeter. That is length into breadth into height. 23 into 11.4 into 7.5, it is given in the centimeter. Indian standard recommend the bricks of uniform size known as modular brick. That is Indian standard. Next one will be actual size modular brick is 190 mm into 90 mm into 90 mm. That is 19 centimeter into 9 centimeter into 9 centimeter. So this is the actual size of modular brick. With mortar thickness, size of such bricks becomes 200 mm into 100 mm into 100 mm. So each 10 mm the mortar thickness is given. So the 20 centimeter into 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter, it is known as T, nominal size of the modular bricks. So these are the certain brick types which we have discussed. The first row indicates the solid bricks and the next one indicates the cored bricks. That is, there will be some depression in the middle of the brick, that is called cored bricks. Solid bricks, there are totally 6 types which I have described here: standard, standard modular, oversized modular, standard modular and handmade oversize. So standard is nothing but 3.5 inch into 2.5 inch into 8 inch, whereas the oversize modular, it gets increased, the size gets increased in certain way. So this is called solid bricks. Whereas in cored bricks, we will be seeing on king king narrow bed, standard, standard modular, series 70 modular, econo, utility, Norman, and 8 square. These are the code brick. Code brick is nothing but there will be certain depressions in the brick. These are types of brick joints. The first one will be weathered joint and the next one will be concave joint. You can see the concave joint. Third one will be V joint. Fourth one will be flush. Next one raked. Next one stripped and the last one will be struck. So you can see in the image everything is shown how these joints will be seen on bricks. Weathered, concave, V, flush, raked, stripped and struck. So these are of brick joints. So these will be some important terms that we used in masonry. Stretcher, header, bond, course, brick bats, queen closer, king closer, beveled closer, bullnose, frog and queen. These are the important terms that used in masonry. Stretcher. Stretcher is nothing but a brick that laid in horizontal and parallel with the face of the wall or other masonry member is called a stretcher, and a course in which all the bricks are laid as stretcher is called stretching course or stretcher course. So the brick will be seen on the wall on a stretcher side. So that is called stretcher. A brick that laid with its length horizontal and parallel with the face of a wall or other masonry member is called a stretcher. So in brick which are laid as stretcher is called stretching course or stretcher course. So this is header, a brick laid so that only its end shows on the face of the wall is called header. So if the face of the brick is shown towards the wall is called stretcher, on the end of the wall if it is shown is called header. So a brick laid as header is called heading course or header course. Next one will be bond. Bond is the arrangement of bricks or stones in each course so as to ensure the greatest possible interlocking and to avoid the continuity of vertical joint in two successive courses, both on the face and in the body of the wall. So it is nothing but the arrangement of bricks or stones in each course. So the greatest possible, the interlocking should be done to avoid the continuity on the vertical joint. So that is the purpose of the bond. So now we are going to see about the course. A course is nothing but the horizontal layer of a brick in a wall. So you can see the image which is given below. You can see the header course, stretcher course, closer, quayon header, lap, weapons and bend joint. Now we'll see about the header course. Header course is nothing but a course of brickwork in which all the bricks are laid as header. That is called header course. Only the end of the bricks will be shown on the wall. That is called header as we discussed. As a it is built on the entire wall, it will be known as header course. So that is nothing but it is a course of brickwork in which all the bricks are laid as headers. Stretcher is nothing but it is a course of brickwork in which all the bricks are laid as stretchers. That is, entire brick face will be, the brick surface will be seen on the wall. That is called stretcher. So this is brick bat. Brick bat is nothing but a pieces of brick cut along their length and having width equivalent to that of full or half brick called brick bats. So when the brick is cut into certain half, then it is called the brick bat. Here we can see three images which will be showing a 3/4 bat, square or cube bat, quarter bat. 3/4 bat, as the word described, the brick is covered brick is cut into the 1/4 part. Whereas in square or cube bat, it is cut into half, equal half size. Quarter bat, you can see. So only the edges of the brick will be cutted for the quarter bat. This is queen closer. Queen closer is a brick which is half as wide as full brick and it is made by cutting a whole brick lengthwise into two portions. Image clearly shown when the brick is cut into two equal parts, it is called queen closer. It is now we are moving to king closer. King closer, a brick whose one diagonal piece is cut off one corner by a vertical plane passing through the center of one end to the center of one side. So in king closer you can see The diagonal piece, if consider this as a brick, if the diagonal piece is cut it off and the vertical plane is passing through the center of one end to the center of the one side. So this is obtained by cutting a piece of brick in triangular in shape between the center of header and stretcher. So the end of the brick, the center of the header to the center of the stretcher, if the brick is cut, then it is called the king closer brick. This is mitred closer. When a triangular portion of a brick is cut through its width and making an angle of 45 degree to 60 degree with the length of the brick, the remaining portion after cutting is called as mitred closer. So when a triangular portion of brick is cut through its width, if the brick is maintaining the degree of 45 degree to the 60 degree, so the cut after removing the cutted portion, the remaining portion after cutting is called mitred closer. Next one will be beveled closer. When a triangular portion of the brick is cut through its half width and to a full length, then remaining portion after cutting is called beveled closer. Again, in beveled closure also, the cutting portion will be in the shape of triangle when it is cut through its half width and to a full length. In the image, it is clearly shown. Half width to the full length, then remaining portion of that cutted part will be a beveled closure. Then we have to know, want to know about the term called bullnose. Bullnose is nothing but the brick corner won't be on the sharp edge, it will be on the rounded corner. So it is called as bullnose brick. So next one is frog. Frog is nothing but the frog bricks will have the depression in one or more bed faces. Okay, so that you will be seeing some depression in the center of the brick. Either there will be one side depression or multiple faces depression will be seen in the brick. But depression, the total volume should not exceed 20% of gross volume of a brick. Okay, so the frog brick shall have depression in one or more bed faces, but their total volume should not exceed 20% of gross volume of a brick. Bullnose. Bullnose is nothing but, okay, in this diagram we can see about the bullnose which we have already discussed. The example is given here. The brick with one edge rounded is no single bullnose, and the brick with two edge rounded are known as double bullnose. If it is generally bullnose will be described how means all the edges should be rounded, not in the sharp edges. That is called bullnose. Now quain. Quain is nothing but a corner or the external angle of the face side of a wall is known as quain. A corner or the external angle of the face side of a wall is known as a quain. Quain header is nothing but if it is the brick used at the corner of two walls meeting at 90 degree. So if two bricks meeting at the corner of the wall is said to be in 90 degree, then it is called quain header. Quain is nothing but a corner or the external angle on the face side of the wall is not quain. So these are the types of bonds. Generally, we know about the stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond. So these are the main types of bonds which we generally see in all types of construction. So stretcher, header, English, Flemish bond. In Flemish bond, there will be double Flemish bond, the single Flemish bond. Next, garden wall bond. English garden wall bond, Flemish garden wall bond, raking bond. Raking bond is nothing but herringbone method and diagonal method. The last one will be Dutch bond. So totally there are 7 types of bonds seen in the construction. So now we are going to see about stretcher bond. Stretcher bond is nothing but that bricks are laid with length in the direction of the wall. So stretcher bond is nothing but it is a type of the bond. All the bricks are laid with their length will be seen in the direction of the wall. So the few images are shown here. You can see the plan, elevation, how the bricks will be seen, and in the isometric view also described it clearly how the stretcher bond looks. So this pattern is used only for walls having thickness of full brick that will be 9 centimeter. Okay, so example will be walls in case of frame structure construction. So stretcher bond is nothing but it is a type of the bond. All the bricks are laid with their length in the direction of the wall. So it should be a full brick size. So it will be seen in the outer surface of the wall. This is a header bond. In this type of bond, all bricks are arranged in header course. This type of arrangement is suitable for walls which are 1 brick thick. So the thickness of the brick will be seen in the wall surface. This is suitable for walls of lightly loaded bearing structure. The bond being formed by 3/4 bat at the queen is generally used. So in this type of bond, all the bricks are arranged in header course, as the word itself describes header bond. So the brick should be arranged in header course. That is, only the uh, small portion of the brick will be seen and the remaining entire brick portion will be going into the building side. This type of arrangement is suitable for walls which are 1 brick thick. So again, the same thickness should be maintained. So this is suitable for walls of lightly loaded bearing structure. The bond being formed by 3/4 bat at the queen is generally used. This is of English bond. This is the most common and popular bond used for the wall thickness ranging 20 centimeter and above. So this type of bond has alternate courses of header and stretcher. So in English bond, we'll see one row of header, whereas the another row it will be of full of stretcher. So a queen closer must be provided after the queen header. A header course should never start with queen closer. As you can see in the image, none of the header course will be start with the queen closer. So continuous vertical joint should not be allowed. So English bond is nothing but the one complete row of header. Again the next row, that second row will be of a stretcher. Again header stretcher. But in header course it should not never start with queen closer. So a queen closer must be provided after the queen header only. So continuous vertical joint should not be allowed in the English bond. Now we are coming into the Flemish bond. In this arrangement of bonding brickwork, each core consists of alternative headers and stretchers. That is nothing but if one row of stretcher, the another row of header in English bond. Whereas in Flemish bond, alternative header and stretcher is seen in Flemish bond. So arrangement of bonding brickwork of each course consists of alternate header and stretcher. So every alternate course start with the header at the corner. So following diagram, you can see how header and stretcher is arranged in. So this is the example for Flemish bond. In first row of brick, you can see in the Flemish bond, stretcher, it is started with next header, stretcher, header, stretcher, header. It's going on like that. Whereas in second row, you can see header is joined, whereas queen head, joint is provided after the header. Again, stretcher, header, stretcher, header. So alternate arrangement of header and stretcher in the entire row will call it as a Flemish bond. So these are the general comparison between the English bond and Flemish bond. So English bond, it will be, the bond is more compact and stronger for wall, having thickness more than 1 end of brick, less stronger and compact than English bond. So that will be the first point on English bond and Flemish bond. Whereas English bond, it is more compact and stronger for wall, having thickness more than 1 end of brick. Because in English bond, you can see, so one row of stretcher, one row of header. Whereas in Flemish bond, it is an alternate arrangement of header and stretcher. So it will be automatically it will be less stronger and compact than English bond. Whereas in English bond, next point will be less pleasing appearance as compared to Flemish bond. Appearance will be more attractive in Flemish bond as it is an alternative header and stretcher. More cost as compared to Flemish bond. Slightly economical as a number of brick bats can be used. The last point will be no strict supervision and skill required for construction of this point. For Flemish bond, required good workmanship and careful supervision, because if one arrangement is mismatched, again the complete Flemish bond will be on the wronger side. So we need good workmanship and careful supervision. So these are the requirements of good brick masonry. So till now we have seen the complete bond details, how it started. We'll just go through that. First we started with header course, stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond, garden wall bond, raking bond and Dutch bond. The most important bonds will be English bond and Flemish bond. That only we have seen it here, the comparison of English bond and Flemish bond. Next we are moving into the what are the requirements that we have to follow for the good brick masonry? A good brick masonry should utilize bricks which are sound, hard, well burnt, and tough with uniform color, shape, and size. So we have to check the brick sound. Okay, if you just tickle it with certain instrument, the brick sound should be clear. So you can hear that sound. The brick should be hard. It should be hard, well burnt. We generally use the well burnt bricks and tough. It should be with uniform color, shape, and size. So the shape and size should be proper. So the brick should be compact, homogeneous, free from holes and cracks. It's a common thing. It should be compact, homogeneous, free from holes and cracks. These bricks should be properly soaked in water for at least 2 hours before use. So before constructing the wall also, the bricks should be soaked in water. After the laying of bricks, everything is over, the water should be poured on the wall for proper curing. So the bricks should be laid on their beds with the frogs pointing upwards. So the brick course should be laid truly horizontal. The height of the brick masonry construction in a day should not exceed 1.5 meter, that is around 4 feet. 4 to 4.5 feet. Finished brickwork is cured for a period of 1 to 2 weeks. So the curing is a much more important thing, because after the construction, after everything, it's a curing period, everything is over, painting, everything is over. If the brick is not cured properly, you can see the cracks easily. So the brickwork should be cured for a period of 1 to 2 weeks, minimum of 1 week and the maximum of 2 weeks. So these are the few requirements. The good brick masonry should be utilized bricks which are sound, hard, well burnt, and tough, and we have to maintain the color, size, and shape. It should be compact, homogeneous, and free from holes and cracks. These bricks should be properly soaked in water for at least 2 hours before its use. The brick should be laid in the horizontal manner. Height of the brick masonry construction work in a day should be only 1.5 meter. Finished brickwork is cured for a period of 1 to 2 weeks. This is expansion joints in brick masonry, their purpose and procedure. The provision of horizontal and vertical expansion joints in wall helps in reducing the cracks to a considerable extent. So first we'll just go through the points. Vertical movements are absorbed by horizontal expansion joint, whereas horizontal movements are absorbed by vertical expansion joint. When the wall of a brick masonry is more than 15 meter, expansion joints are must. So generally expansion joints is very important in brick masonry, because we can avoid the cracks or any disturbances which are happening in the bricks while we are laying. So the provision of horizontal and vertical expansion joints involved, mainly it helps in reducing the crack to a considerable extent, and also the curing of a brick also helps to reduce the crack. Vertical movements are absorbed by horizontal expansion joint. Generally, vertical movements, if the bricks are arranged in the vertical way, those vertical movements are absorbed by horizontal expansion joint. In vice versa, where horizontal movements are absorbed by vertical expansion joint. So when the wall of the brick masonry is more than a 15 meter, that is above 15 meter, expansion joints are must. So these are the important things. So in case of a brick masonry, the expansion joints are usually provided in long walls at offset or junction and or nearby corners. So the sealant to be used for expansion joints may be produced from natural or cellular rubber, bitumen, plastic, coconut pith, etc. And the depth of sealant should not be more than 1/2 of the width of joint and not less than 4 mm. So in case of we are going for the brick masonry, the expansion joints are usually provided in long walls at only on offset or junction or nearby corners. So the expansion joints are generally provided. The sealant which we are going to be using expansion joint, it should be from natural or cellular rubber, bitumen, plastic or coconut pith, etc. So the depth of sealant should not be more than 1/2 of the width of joint, and it should not less than 4 mm. So the sealant depth should be maintained properly. That should not more than 1/2 of the width of joint or not less than 4 mm. So these are the certain points we have to keep on mind while we are working on expansion joints in brick masonry. So these are the precautions in brick masonry. Brick should be as per the specifications. There are IS codes given. So those bricks should fulfill the specification. Bricks should be soaked in water before using them into the masonry work. That is 2 hours prior, we have to soak the brick. Use of brick bat should not be more. Frog should be on top surface. The brick should be neatly and properly laid on mortar. The brick masonry work should be done in proper bond. The brickwork should be perfectly in level. The mortar used should be as per specification and fresh. Whole phosphor doors should be properly inserted into the masonry work. After completion of brickwork, a proper curing at least 7 days should be done to the masonry work for getting required strength. So these are the certain precautions while we are considering for the bricks. So it should be as per specification. Brick bat should not be more. Frog should be on the only on top surface. It should be neatly and properly laid on mortar. Brick masonry work should be done in proper bond. Brickwork should be perfect in level. So after completion of the masonry work, the properly it should be cured for minimum of 7 days and maximum of 14 days. So we have discussed overall about the laying of brick and its masonry and the bonds which we will be seeing while we are laying the bricks. So we have started with the site clearance, site preparation, job layout. Then we have moved to the masonry work, that is how the bricks have to be laid, what are the precautions have to be done. We have seen about the expensive joints, everything. So hope this presentation will be helpful for you guys. Thank you.